Hey guys, this is Pastor Brent, and man, it is awesome to be able to join you guys. Brother Tyler asked me to step in today and do a devotion for you guys, and I'm pretty excited about being with y'all. So, first of all, I want to just say how pumped I am as your pastor to have this opportunity to be able to speak into your world just a little bit today. And then also, man, are we not blessed with the most unbelievable youth pastor and his wife? These guys are absolutely extraordinary. They're unbelievable. And I have the privilege of working with him every day. And he is an extraordinary human. And I love Tyler and Lauren Bushnell. All right, here's what I want you to do. I'm sure there are a few people getting on, but I want you right now, just real quick, I want you to go run and grab a sheet of paper and get you something to write with, pencil or a pen. So I'll give you just a second. So run real quick and grab a sheet of paper and get something to write with. And come back real quick as soon as you can, and we'll get started. But while you're doing that, I'll just say I hope everybody is not too bored and losing your mind in your shut-in time. It's kind of a unique time for us. We cannot wait to get back to meeting together, having service together. I was thinking yesterday how unbelievable that's going to be to actually be back in that first service. It's going to be just amazing. So, all right, you got your pen, you got your paper. I'm going to start off with a quote from Steve Jobs. He said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Every single day, you and I make a ton of choices. When am I going to wake up? What am I going to eat? What do I want to wear? You're probably thinking, who am I going to stalk today on Instagram? Who do I say no to? What do I say yes to? And in this particular moment of being out of school and being at our homes a lot more, you probably got a lot more time on your hands. So there's a big decision you got to make, and that is, how will I spend my time? I want to give you a nugget today that will not only help you make some good choices right now while everything is a little bit different and you're home a lot and got more time, but also after everything gets back to normal. I think this is going to help you with your time as well and your entire life. So this is a statement that I want to make, and you can. I want you to commit this to memory. You got a sheet of paper, not for this, but if you want to write this down, we're going to do something with that sheet of paper in a minute. But I think this is something awesome for you to commit to memory. Here it goes. It says, pursue more of what you want most and less of what you want right now. I'll say that again. Pursue more of what you want most and less of what you want right now. What we want right now so often leads us away from what we want most. It's the immediate gratification right now. And that often gets in the way of the things that we really in our core want the most. Our most important choices will be made while having to deal with competing desires. There's always going to be something that comes in and tries to compete for the time, the moment, and against the choice of whether you're going to invest in what you want most, which is probably a dream in your future, or something that is immediately gratifying. I think of that little meme. It's by Nacho Libre, and it says, "I want a great body, but I also love tacos." Now I can actually do that in the Nacho Libre voice. Should I do that? Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. It says, "I want a great body, but I also love tacos." That's it. So, in other words, there is something that he wants so badly but there's also this competing desire to give that up for what he wants right now, and that's tacos. And that's where all of us are in our lives, and that is we want something. There's these desires. God's put desires in our hearts. We have dreams, we have ambitions, and usually in those moments when you deal with an idea like choosing between the immediate over a long-term dream, our minds have a tendency to automatically go to all the things that we're going to have to say no to in order to get to the things that we want to be. So I'm flooded. I've got this aspiration of, I want to go to college. I want a 4-year degree. And then you've got all of a sudden the things that you're going to all of a sudden realize I've got to say no to in order to get to that dream in my life. Well, I'm going to switch this up just a little bit. I don't want you to think about everything that you have to say no to right now. Because if you're thinking about everything you got to say no to in order to reach some particular dream, then that's going to overwhelm you, and it's going to drain the motivation that you have, and likely it'll throw you back into serving the immediate instead of the long term in your life. So I don't want you to even think about all the stuff that you have to say no to get to whatever in your life that you want. Instead, I want you to think about all the things that you want most in life and in God. I want you to set your mind and your heart and your spirit on all the possibilities, not the distractions. They're going to be there, but don't put your mind on the distractions that will try and hinder you along the way. Jesus was a master at this. He was incredible at this. He appealed to people's greatest desires in life. I love that scripture in Romans 4:17. He says, "Who gives life to the dead and calls into existence the things that do not exist." He appeals to people's greatest desires and what we can achieve in our lives. Now, I've got an activity for you. So you got you a piece of paper and you got you a pencil or a pen. I want you to, in just a second, we're going to endeavor to get into what we're going to call, actually C.S. Lewis called this, thoughtful wishing. Thoughtful wishing. Now, God puts dreams and desires in our hearts, and we need to unlock the vault and get those things out into the open. There's a ton of stuff that's inside of you guys. There's a ton of dreams, of ambitions, things that God has put in your heart, and there's no sense in allowing these things to lie dormant in your life, but we got to open up the floodgates and get this stuff rolling in our lives. We got to get these dreams out, these ambitions and these desires in our lives. So we're going to do some thoughtful wishing. Now, this is not wishful thinking, okay? Because there's a lot of people that have wishful thinking and they never get any sort of motivation and action behind their wishful thinking. It's just an intention that never becomes a reality. But we're going to start off right now by doing some thoughtful wishing. All right, I want you at the top of your paper. Now, you're not going to be able to do all of this during our time right now, but I want you just to get started with putting at the top of that paper thoughtful wishing. Write that down, and then I want you to make a list of anything and everything that you want. All right? You don't have to go deep with this. You don't have to, at the moment, think about, well, I'm going to think about all the future things. I want you just to give that a rest, and I want you to, whatever comes to your mind. You want a puppy? Put it down. You want to take a trip to Italy after the COVID-19? Then yeah, we want you to do that. Put it down. Maybe right now, you need some toilet paper really bad. Put it down. We want you to dream. We want you to dream big, okay? Even if it's out of reach with that situation. We want you to still dream big, all right? So, thoughtful wishing at the top, and then I want you just to write down, okay? You're going to have to do this more. This is something you can continue to do in your life. But here's what you're going to find. The longer you allow yourself to dream, and the longer you allow yourself to desire, the less trivial things have a tendency to get on that list, and the more sincere and hope-filled and your truest desires end up on that list. The things in your heart, the things in your spirit, they begin to reveal themselves. And that's when it gets awesome, is when it gets beyond all the trivial and it starts getting into the big things. The big things in your relationship with God. The big things in your relationship with others. The big things in your education or your career. And the trivial stuff kind of goes by the wayside because you start focusing on all this. Now, doing this helps you identify what you are willing to say no to so that you can say yes to what you want most. So it's not that we're worried and we've got to focus on all of the stuff we have to say no to. Put the desires out there. Put the big dreams out there. And when you keep those things out in front of you, that's your ambition and that's your motivation to say, you know what? I can't go out tonight. I got to go home and study. Or I don't want to participate in that because that goes against what I'm trying to achieve in God. Or I'm not going to get involved in that. Or I'm not going to spend that right now because I'm trying to save for this. It works in absolutely anything in your life when you are willing to sacrifice the immediate for something greater. My mom used to always tell me and my brother, she would say, don't sacrifice the eternal for the immediate. Because the immediate is so loud, it's so persuasive, and it can really get to you. But with my hopes and dreams out in front of me, isn't it cool that I got in front of a dream deal? Yeah, that was cool. That wasn't by accident. Y'all know that's cool. Keep those dreams out in front of you, and then you are able to more easily say no to the stuff that confronts you and wants you to throw that bigger stuff away for something smaller. So guys, let me pray with you. I love you, and I'm believing some incredible things for each of your lives. Lord, I love you. I pray, God, that you would minister to Tsunami. Thank you for each and every individual. Lord, what a privilege I have to be their pastor. And I pray, God, you would strengthen them. I love these guys. They're amazing. Thank you for what you're doing in our Tsunami group. And I pray that you would bless each and every one of them and help them, God, to bring to the surface their big dreams and the desires that you put in their heart. And God, help them to do what's necessary to make those dreams possible in Jesus' name. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you.